Hello friends, how are you doing? I hope you're all good and well. Today I've chosen us to make liver, chicken liver, as you all know it, chicken liver. And the reason I've chosen this one is because it is easy to make and quick. It's also cheaper than any other thing that you would get, especially if you're talking in terms of meats. The reason why I've chosen this one is it's quicker, and if you find yourself pressed for time and you want something good to cook, this is one meal you shouldn't miss, learning how to make at home easily and quickly. For those of you who have been watching all the time, thank you so much, viewers. Thank you, subscribers. I happen to see Patricia Natalie. Thank you so much for viewing and commenting and liking. Thank you so much, Jadine. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much, Jekolia. I feel the love. Now, before we start, we soak our liver we put it in a sieve and then let it run through with water so that it removes the traces of blood. You don't want to make your liver when there are traces of blood. You want it to be nice and clean. So you wash it, you let it run through with water until there's no trace of blood. You see, like now my water is clean, so it shows me my liver is clean, and I let it drain slowly before I get to cook. Now this, my sieve is quite small, but I'll drain it out easily because I can always take it out and put it on another plate. Now let's go over to my work area so you can see the ingredients that we are going to use to prepare our liver. Now, as my liver is draining, one of the ingredients that I would need some of the ingredients that I would need to prepare my liver would be some curry, some salt, garlic, and some grated ginger. Now your garlic, you chop it up into smaller pieces because then you are able to get all the aromas out. And I'll need some green pepper. It doesn't have to be much. And also some cornmeal, carrots, onions, blended tomatoes, some rosemary, some soy sauce, and some chicken seasoning. Now, the secret to good liver is seasoning. In order to remove that smell, from the liver, you need to use some seasoning to help give it a kickstart before it gets to the pan. So while because it has finished draining, now I'll get to seasoning of my chicken liver. I'll put some curry, and then I'll put some salt, just a little bit, like 1/4 teaspoon. I'll also put some chicken seasoning. Now all this is to help me with the smell of the liver, so it does not smell, because it's got that smell. So in order to kill it, you season it really well, and then you'll be able to enjoy your liver. I'll put some rosemary. Now this is dried and crushed, as you can see. I will not use much, but maybe 1/2 teaspoon, because this is 1 kilo of chicken liver. Now, after I'm done putting my seasoning, I'll mix it up to make sure my ingredients get to everywhere in the gizzard. And I'll also put some black pepper. I'm going to put black pepper and some soy sauce. Now I'm putting all spices to my liver so that it can smell, look, and taste good. So I've put some turmeric, just 1/4 teaspoon. That will help with the aroma and the color. And also I'll use some black pepper. Just also 1/2 teaspoon. And then I'll mix it up. Now remember, I've not yet added my soy sauce, but I'm going to put in some because that will help with also the color and the taste. Now you season it first because this will help you get good gizzard. It is a very soft kind of meat, so if you're cooking it, it shouldn't stay on for long. Now I'll add some soy sauce before I do anything. Now this is the reason I'm doing this is I want my ingredients to get some time to get to know each other just before they hit the pan and be able to give me those good blends. Already the aroma from the smell of liver is killed even before it hits the fire. So if you've had people say they don't eat liver, chicken liver, it's because of the way it was prepared. If you make it this way, they'll probably give it a try, and once they test it, they will be hooked for life. Then it will be added to your menus at home. Now I've finished with my seasoning. I'll put this on the side, and then I'll get to chopping up of my other ingredients. Now I'm going to use oatmeal. Remember to wash all our vegetables to keep us from getting sick, and for you to serve meals that do not have stones in them or rocks. So after washing, you chop up your oatmeal to smaller bits. Ladies, I'm so grateful you're watching. I'm so grateful. This channel is new, so I appreciate everyone that puts in the time to view. Thank you so much. And please tell a friend so that we can grow a family of viewers. So like by the end of next month, if we have 1,000 subscribers, that would be nice. And then we can grow from 1,000 to 10,000 to 1,000,000. Before you know it, we are making greater meals than this. Now when you're done chopping up your oatmeal, you get to the carrots. I'm going to use a fine cut for my oatmeal, for my carrots. I'll leave these ones whole because I need them for garnishing. I'll show you how to use them later. Now that's enough oatmeal. I've chopped up my carrots as you have seen there. Now it's time to cut up my carrots and the leftover onions. Now one thing I want us ladies to do is also remember that easy meals are very quick, and also learning how to plate our meals will always leave a mark to the people that you're serving your meals, especially this time that is coming up, the season of Christmas, where many people are having people over. Probably you've never had people over, and this time round would be people surprising you coming at home. So it would be nice if we presented our meals different. You don't have to use the most expensive ingredients. As you have seen, I only had half a green pepper. Now imagine if I had more. I had half a green pepper, and you're going to see how my liver will turn out. Even for those that have always said they don't eat liver, this time round, if you made it this way, they'll taste it and like it. Now, when it gets to our onions, we don't chop them this fine. We can chop them a bit bigger as long as we split them up. Now, I'm going to cut big chunks, as you're going to see, and then I'll make sure they are separated so that when I put in the pot or my pan, they are looking really good. The spread would be very nice. It's all about presentation of these meals. If you make them really nice, presentation will pull the eye. Remember, we eat with our eyes first before we actually put the food in the mouth. Because if you are served something and it doesn't look appetizing, it really takes something for you to dare try it. But if someone doesn't like something, but the presentation is very good, they'll be tempted to try it. And before you know it, they discover that whatever they thought they don't eat, they can actually eat, and they've been missing out. See how my onions will look? I just chop them up and then try and split them up. And the chunks don't have to be small. And as you have seen, I didn't have a lot of onions. I'm just using 2 of them. But still my meal will come out good. It's all about presentation. I'm very glad that every single day there are new subscribers. So I encourage those who are just viewing to also subscribe and like, so that together we can make a team whereby you learn how to cook, and I bring all these meals to the table for us to cook. So thank you so much, the new subscribers, the new viewers, thank you so much. There will be a time where it will be more interactive, where all of us can join in and we watch it live. Now, I normally do premieres of the videos that I'm going to be putting out in the day. For those of you who want to know and watch as and when they have dropped in or they are being made, it's always at 11 o'clock Ugandan time or East African time. If you're free and you happen to have time, you can log in and we can chat. There you can ask questions and we can make it more interactive. Now, when I'm done with my preparations for the ingredients, I go to my pan. Now, I've put on my heat and the pan and the oil, as you can see. You can use any amount of oil depending on how big your servings will be. If your servings will be big, you need more oil. Now, before you put the liver, you need to establish that your pan, your oil is ready. Otherwise, your liver will stick on the pan and then cause it to produce more water, which you don't want. You want it to go on and right away start cooking. So that way it does not become soggy. Now, I establish my oil is ready, then I put my liver. I think my oil is almost there. Time for me to bring in my liver and put it on. But you watch out, liver has a tendency of splashing. You be very careful dealing with it. Now it has been able to absorb all my ingredients. This should be able to give me liver that does not smell. So if you've been to places and it's been served and it knocked you off having liver, it's because of the way they prepared it. It can actually be a delicious meal. One thing we have to know is it takes a short time to cook. Like 3 minutes. One side and then another 3 the other side. It should be able to dry up. So you keep on stirring, scratching just the bottom to make sure it doesn't stick. It stays together, but you don't cover it. If you cover it, it will produce more water and then it will come out soggy. You want it together, so you don't cover. This is one of those that you cook when you're seeing what you're cooking all through. You give it a few minutes and then flip. I don't know how big your pan is. Mine is able to take about 1 kilo, because this is 1 kilo. But if you have a smaller one, you can maybe change to a pan and not use a frying pan. Now, liver is one of the most nutritionally dense food on the planet, with significant amounts of iron, vitamin B12, vitamin A, and copper. Now, and also eating a single serving of liver can help you meet your daily recommended amount of most of these vitamins and minerals. So whether it's cow liver, goat liver, whichever liver you choose to take, it is really nutritious. So don't hesitate to make it at home and serve it to your family, or even enjoy it yourself. Ladies, we tend to not take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones, but we need to spend time and indulge ourselves. So if you find yourself interested in liver, or if you didn't know it's nutritious, now you know. You can start adding it to your menu and always twisting up your meals at home. Today you can choose to make silverfish. The other day you make beans, peas. You can always twist it up whereby people don't know what you're coming up with each day you're cooking, and they get excited when they see you in the kitchen. Now you keep on stirring so it doesn't stick. Not stirring as in scratching it up, just changing it and gently rubbing the bottom to see how it goes. You do this until you see it has dried up and the ingredients have been absorbed. Now imagine if we had covered it, it would bring water, and then before you open, there will be nothing in the pan because all of it will get squashed. It is so easy to cook liver. Now once you see that the color of your liver has changed, you can bring other ingredients. I'm going to add some more soy sauce, not only for the salt because it seasons very well, but also so my liver can brown up much more than this. I'm using the Superior Dark type in case you have soy sauce. Now you may have soy sauce and use the light type. That would mean you use some more than the normal, but the Superior Dark, you just need another, maybe a tablespoon of that, and it should be able to give you that dark color. I hope you can all see how it looks. Once you've established it's hard on all ends and your ingredients are absorbed, then you can introduce the other ingredients. Now it is time for me to bring in my carrots. I'll put them in. My green pepper, my onions, all my vegetables. And then gently mix it. I'll put my ginger and garlic as well because I want them to add to the aroma of my food. I'll bring in the tomatoes last because once I introduce them, they'll add some sauce to it. Now I've not added water as you have seen, but I'll also add some sugar. Reason why I use sugar is anytime I use blended tomatoes, I'm assuming my acid levels are high because I use more than I would use if they were not blended. Now, if you don't have blended tomatoes at this stage, you can use tomato sauce. Any tomato ketchup you have, you can add it at this stage. It will also help with the taste. Remember, tomato sauce or paste has sugar in it, so it would also give it a good twist. Now I'm going to add my chili mix. It's a spice that I normally use to give my food that kick where it's not only salty, but also it's got that chili bit about it. First I mix and then put my chili, just a little bit, because the meal I'm making, the kids are also going to have, so you be careful about the chili bit because they may end up leaving it on the plate however much they would want to eat because of the chili. Now careful also not to smudge your liver. Like I said, it's very tender. Now the time that I'm putting this liver on like this is to allow the liver to absorb these other ingredients that I've just added. Now I'm adding some chicken hot spice. This is just to give my liver a bit of kick, like a teaspoon. It is hot, but it's not normally that hot, so it makes our food exciting. Now as you can see, the liver is ready. I was going to give time also to my vegetables to get ready, but as you can see that the gizzard is ready. Now I'm giving time to my spices to also get ready, because serving raw spices also knocks off whoever you're serving. Now do not hesitate to taste. Like I say all the time, it is not good to serve a meal and you're told, the people you've served are the ones telling you the salt is too little, the chili is too hot, when you can do something as you're cooking. See how my liver is still whole and yet the whole thing is brothy. Now I will reduce the heat and give it a minute or two to cook, so that my ingredients get that slow time to cook. In just a minute, I've covered Now, I think that minute is over. I will open, and my liver is good to plate. See how it's still whole? But trust me, it is ready. It is not squashed. There is no trace of any smell of the liver. So you let it sit, and then you work on your accompaniment. I'm going to use chips to serve this, so I will cover for now and then prepare my accompaniment. Now, I've got myself 5 potatoes, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you're home alone, or it's just you and your friend, or you've gone to your mom's house and there's not much that is there, still you can whip up something. Like I said, I have 5 potatoes and it's just 2 of us at home. So I'll cut up my potatoes and still make up something that we can have as an accompaniment for our chicken liver. I like this vegetable peeler. It's fast for me. There are no chances of cutting myself. And it's cheap to get it. So in case you're in Uganda and you're looking to stock up on your house, that is one thing you can have. It goes for about 5,000 or 6,000 shillings. And if it's going to work for you well in the kitchen, you might as well get it. But if you're not in Uganda, it doesn't hurt to get a vegetable peeler. Though I know you guys may be having already peeled up potatoes. A lot of the cooking is done for you. But it's good for once in a while for you to be able to whip up a meal yourself and not eat out all the time. After making meals at home, I'm skeptical about going out. I really don't enjoy the meals that I eat out. I have when I go to eat out. Because sometimes I'm thinking, is it clean? I'm wondering, did they make it right? But the ones you make at home, you can make them look fancy, just like the restaurant type that you always eat out and get. Now I'm done with our potatoes. I wash them. Remember, you always keep your potatoes in water. It helps for them not to change color. Because if you don't, you'll find a potato turning to gray or towards black. Now, because I have only 5 potatoes, now I'll get my potato. Even the skill of cutting potatoes to chips is simple. You can slice it depending on how big it looks. Now mine looks like this. For better videos about how to make chips or cut them up, you can check out the video that I made on how to make chips at home. Some people like theirs long, others like them thin. This time around, it's just me and a friend visiting, so I'll just put them to big chunks. This will be quick for me. I won't be away from her for long, because then our meal will be ready in minutes. Remember, our liver is ready. It's now just sitting, absorbing all the ingredients. Now my chips are also ready, washed and looking nice, as you can see. Now I'll get my pan and some oil ready to fry. Now I've got myself a smaller pan because my potatoes are not many. This will help me use less oil. If you have a big pan, it would mean you're going to use a lot of oil, because the pan will be big and you need your chips to submerge, which would mean you require a lot of oil, and I don't have a lot. So in my small pan, I put oil. Enough to make my sausages submerge. My chips. to submerge. I think that will do. And let it heat up. The moment it does, then I can put my sausages. But careful not to get burnt splashes from the chips. Now, these are my chips. I'm going to add some salt. I season them right here and now. And for those of you who like chips that are hot, this is a good time to add your chilies. You can add chili, you can add curry if you want yours colored, or you can just have them the way they are. I've just added salt to this, and as my oil is cooking or heating up, my chips will be absorbing the salt. So when I fry, I don't have to add raw salt. My salt will have been absorbed by the potatoes. But this has got to be done if you're frying immediately. If you're going to take some time to fry, you don't put the salt, because if you do, then they'll start producing water, which would mean they'll become softer and slimy a bit. So to get good chips, you cut right away, and when you're done, you put salt when you're ready to fry, not before. Now you keep on checking to see if your oil is heated up. Not so hot it splashes and spills over, but just enough for your chips to go in and start frying. To know the other way to know that your oil is ready, you can dip in a chip like this. If, like now, my oil is still raw, I give it some time, then I add my chips. But because I don't want splashes, I will put in right now. I'm using my hands because my chips are not many, and I want to keep that water that was left on the plate from the chips on the plate, so that it does not get into my oil and cause those splashes. Now you make sure you spread out your chips very well and let them all submerge, and give it about 5 minutes. They should be ready and hard, and then we can take them out. This is cooking made easy at home. Even when you find yourself and your man or your father or your mother keeps on saying you don't know how to cook, I don't know how you will be in life if you don't know how to cook. There are now many ways of equipping ourselves with skills, and this is one of them. Encourage your friends to tune in, to subscribe, and they'll be able to get these videos as and when they pop in. And when they do, people around you will be surprised at the skills that you've got. They'll be like, I never knew you could do that. And there you are, doing it, and much better than they thought you could do it. Now it is time for me to take out my chips. I want them dry. So you see how they look? They are dry and nice and crispy. I don't know how you like yours, but I would love mine like this. Now you get a spatula that has got holes, and you drain them out. Let the oil run out so that it looks like this. Now I'm draining out all my chips. As you can see, there are no squashed chips. How you know your chips are ready? They stop being so bubbly, and the bubbles that you see are really light. You can see through them, but as they are bubbling and you can't see through to see the bottom or to see your chips, you just know they need more time to dry. Now mine are dried up and ready for plating. This is how my chips look, as you can see. Time for me to plate and make that impression, even with small food. Now I'm plating my food. Let me show you how it would look. I put my chips. Remember, these were just 5 potatoes. So if it's 2 of you, you could split it up and then each one would get one and just serve. Now, time for me to bring in my liver. Now, this is the main sauce. This is how my liver would look. You leave in some broth so that when you're serving, it does not come off dry. And then you garnish. I use oatmeal a lot because I've learned that it's got different properties that would help me health-wise, that are healthy. Not only does it help with the aroma, but also the nutrients that come off. Now, after you've garnished, this is how your plate would look, and then it's ready to serve. Always do not forget to garnish. It makes your meal more impressive and appetizing. Now, for those of you who want to use tomato sauce after that, remember that the liver is not dry, it's brothy, so I can put in a dash maybe of tomato sauce just to give it that red color. And that's how my plate would look like. So join us again, guys. If you could tell a friend about our premiere time, which is 11 o'clock Ugandan time, and you encourage them to subscribe so that we can hit the target of 1,000 this month or next month, that would be nice. And thank you for viewing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining me make these meals and encouraging me by your viewership and subscription. See you next time. Bye-bye.